Okay, the 4-3-3 formation, you see it on the team sheet and, well, you immediately think attack, right?
Definitely. It's structured to really put pressure on the opposition. Those three forwards are always a potential threat.
But what's really interesting, I find, is how adaptable it is. You know, teams can use it to sit back, soak up pressure, hit on the break, almost like a 4-5-1 sometimes.
Or they can totally unleash the fullbacks, push them
Or
right
that,
up.
yeah.
Sometimes you even see the holding midfielder dropping between the center backs to cover.
Exactly. That inherent flexibility, that's key to why it's stuck around, isn't it? It's such a popular formation for so long.
It really is. It gives a solid framework, but one you can tailor.
Yeah.
Different tactics, different players. It
Right.
works.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're tackling it from, well, a couple of different angles. We've got coaching guides, you know, the tactical blueprint.
The theory behind it all.
Yeah, the theory. But we've also got this real world, well, almost real world view from a Reddit thread. Someone talking about using a custom 4-3-3 in PF Mobile.
Ah, okay. So practical application, even if it's in a game environment. That's interesting.
Exactly. So we get the tactics and a feel for how it actually plays out, our mission, to really get under the hood of the 4-3-3, set up strengths, weaknesses, the whole deal.
That sounds like a good mix. You get the sort of high-level strategy and the player perspective. Should give us a really rounded view.
Okay, so let's get down to the nuts and bolts then. The setup. Standard back four.
Yeah.
Standard back four. And the guides really emphasize those two central defenders. They're your rock. Physically strong, good in the air, love a tackle. Pretty standard stuff, really.
No big surprises there. But
Yeah.
here's where it gets interesting, like you said, the fullbacks.
Oh, absolutely. Their role has just exploded, hasn't it?
Totally. Not just defenders anymore. They're vital in attack, providing that width, offering passing options out wide.
And the transfer fees teams pay for them now. It tells you everything. They're crucial for how teams build attacks nowadays. Makes total sense when you see the impact they have. So, moving forward, central midfield. Bit more variation here, seems like.
Yeah, definitely. You'll often see at least one holding midfielder, sometimes two. Their main job is stability, shielding the defense.
Right, the anchor.
Exactly.
Yep.
But the other midfielders, they need to be good on the ball,
Yeah.
comfortable, aware of space. And you can definitely have more attacking types in there too, guys who can create things.
So it's not just like 3 destroyers in there.
Not at all. It depends on the coach, the opposition. You can balance it for defense, possession, or pure attack. Very adaptable, that midfield three.
Okay, and then the front 3. Loads of options here too, right? Flat 3, false 9.
Yeah, you see all sorts. A flat three across the top is common,
Right.
or maybe 2 strikers with one dropping off slightly.
Yeah.
That false 9 role, yeah, where the center forward comes deep, makes space.
Pulls defenders out.
Exactly. Pulls defenders out, lets wingers run in behind, or you might even see one main striker with like 2 number 10s playing sort of narrow off him.
But the wide forwards, they're always key. Tricky, fast players.
Generally, yes. They need to be able to beat a fullback, support the striker, get into scoring positions themselves. They carry a big threat.
So if you're picturing it, goalkeeper, back 4, right back, 2 center backs, left back,
Hmm.
then midfield, maybe a holding midfielder deeper, 2 others slightly ahead,
Yeah, or maybe staggered differently.
and then up top, right forward, center forward, left forward. Looks simple on a tactics board.
But it's all about the movement, isn't it? The rotation, the understanding between players, that's where it comes alive.
Right, so what kind of team does this suit? What do you need? High energy seems obvious.
Oh, absolutely non-negotiable. Those central midfielders, their workload is immense. Control the ball, join the attack, then bust a gut to get back and defend.
Engine room, definitely. And the fullbacks. Athletes, basically.
Pretty much. Got to get up and down that wing, support the attack, offer that wide pass, but also track back and do the defensive work. Demanding.
And managing transitions, that sounds crucial too. When you win or lose the ball.
Critical. You need good game management there. And the forwards can't just stand still. Their movement off the ball, pulling defenders, creating space, that's vital.
Even the wide forwards need to defend, track back with the opposition fullback.
Yep. Support the midfield, help their own fullback. Everyone has defensive responsibility, and having that specialist defensive midfielder, the anchor we mentioned, seems really important. Plugs gaps, shields the defense.
And you need width, right, from the fullbacks and wingers to make space centrally.
Yes, absolutely. Stretch the play. If everyone comes narrow, the midfield gets congested. Width and depth are key to making those central spaces usable. Sounds like a well-oiled machine is needed.
It does. A lot of interconnected parts. Okay, so strengths. Why play this way? Central strength is a big one, right? 3 midfielders in there.
Huge advantage. You often outnumber the opposition centrally. makes it hard for them to play through the middle, forces them wide.
Which can be easier to defend against sometimes.
Often, yeah. And with 3 technically good midfielders, plus others joining in, you get good possession control. Lots of passing options, triangles, hard to get the ball off them.
Right, keeping the ball, dictating the game.
Exactly. And then attacking options galore. 3 forwards, plus midfielders running beyond, fullbacks overlapping. You can really commit numbers forward.
Not just relying on one guy for a moment of magic.
It's more of a wave.
Yeah.
And the player on the ball nearly always has options, passing angles everywhere because of the movement and structure.
And you can press high, win the ball back near their goal.
Definitely. That high energy allows you to pressure their defense, force mistakes, stop them playing out comfortably.
And the movement of the forwards, interchanging, making different runs, that must confuse defenders.
Hugely. Who do you track? Who's picking them up? It creates indecision, and when it all clicks, you can have, maybe 7 players joining the attack? It can just overwhelm teams.
Sounds like a nightmare to defend against. But the guides also say you can mitigate the weaknesses if players are disciplined.
Yes, that's crucial. If players track back, hold their positions, understand their roles, you can cover the gaps. And that holding player is like defensive insurance.
Right. And it's flexible, too. Easy to shift into, say, a 4-1 or something else mid-game.
Relatively easy, yeah. The basic structure lends itself to tweaks without wholesale changes. Big plus for a coach.
Okay, but it can't be perfect. Weaknesses, where does it fall down? Vulnerable out wide, you mentioned. If the wingers don't track back.
That's probably the biggest one. If your wide forward or midfielder doesn't support the fullback, suddenly it's 2v1 against your fullback, or they're just isolated. Big trouble.
Makes sense. And because players are covering different areas, the team shape can get stretched, pulled out of position.
Yeah, if the coordination isn't there, players trying to cover gaps can leave other gaps. Needs real discipline and understanding as a unit.
And those long diagonal passes, switching the play quickly, can that hurt a 4-3-3?
It can, yeah. If the midfield shifts across to press the ball, a quick switch can find space on the far side before they can recover. Fast transitions can expose you.
And fitness. Sounds like you need absolute machines to play this way for 90 minutes.
You really do. The pressing, the covering ground,
Wow.
It's demanding. If fitness drops, the system breaks down, mistakes happen.
Plus, it can get too narrow, you said, if the fullbacks or wingers don't stay wide.
Yes, you need that width to create central space. If everyone drifts infield, it becomes easy to defend against. Just congests the middle.
And those poor fullbacks. Sounds like an incredibly tough job. Speed, stamina, discipline, attack and defend.
It's a massive ask. One of the most demanding positions on the pitch in this system. And yeah, because you push players forward, you're open to counterattacks. Space behind the defense.
Especially if the press is beaten.
Exactly.
Go.
Goalkeeper might need to be quick off their line, play like a sweeper almost.
And midfielders getting in each other's way, occupying the same space.
Can happen if communication or awareness isn't great. And if that midfield unit doesn't work, if the holding player doesn't cover, or the others neglect defense, you're wide open centrally.
Right. Midfield cohesion is everything. Here's a funny one, though. Lack of bodies in the box for crosses. Seems weird for an attacking setup.
It's a potential pitfall, yeah. If only the striker gets in there, it's easy to mark. You need the opposite winger, maybe a midfielder arriving late, making those runs.
Otherwise, all that width is wasted. And finally, disciplined wide forwards again. Got to do both jobs, attack and defend.
Absolutely. If they just stay high and wide waiting for the ball, their fullback gets isolated defensively. It's a team game. It requires everyone contributing both ways.
Okay, let's really dig into the jobs then. Player roles, goalkeeper, protected, theoretically, by the back 4 and the holding mid.
Yeah, but when fullbacks bomb on, gaps appear. So communication is key. Shouting, organizing, warning defenders, working as a unit.
And obviously stopping shots, but also starting counters, quick throws, kicks.
Yep. Distribution becomes important too. Launching quick attacks. And concentration might not be busy for ages, then bang, got to make a save.
Right. Central defenders. The guides called them the sole true defenders. Bit harsh.
Huh, maybe a bit. But it emphasizes their core job in this attacking setup. Communicate danger, work with the fullbacks in holding mid, win tackles, win headers, be solid.
Aware of space behind the fullbacks, intercept passes, organize the offside line.
All that. Interestingly, the guides suggest ball-playing ability is maybe less crucial here than just pure defending. Be reliable first.
Okay. Fullbacks, we've talked about them a lot. Defend first, but provide that width, overlap the winger, get crosses in.
Exactly. Decoy runs too, pull defenders away. Needs incredible fitness, great timing. The holding mid covers them a bit.
But they still need to stay goal side of their winger, stop crosses, tackle.
And communicate for the offside trap. Even tell their winger to get back and help. Plus, being good on the ball themselves, because they spend so much time high up the pitch, need to keep possession, make those triangles work out wide.
Such a demanding role. Okay, midfield, the engine room. That holding midfielder, the CDM. Sounds absolutely vital.
Integral. For balance, security. Covers gaps when others attack. Sniffs out danger. Drops into fullback spots if needed. Slows down opposition attacks.
Calm on the ball, starts attacks from deep, gets it off the center backs.
Yeah, dictates the tempo sometimes.
Yeah.
Has to be comfortable in possession under pressure. Really is the heartbeat, like you said.
And the other two central midfielders can be different types. Defensive, box-to-box, attacking.
Exactly. Depends on the plan.
Mm.
But they all need to be good, technically, disciplined tactically, contribute both ways, support the striker with runs.
Arrive late in the box for crosses, maybe?
Yeah, especially if one is more of an attacking midfielder type. Provides that central creativity, goals, assists. But communication is key. Don't run into the same space. And crucially, track back. Can't just forget defensive duties when you attack.
Got it. And finally, the forwards. High energy, press from the front.
Essential. Force mistakes, stop the other team playing out easily. Wide forwards create chances, overload wings, cross, drive at defenders, need sharp passing, clever runs to make space.
Even the center forward presses. Stops the center backs having it easy.
Yep. First line of the press. Sets the tone.
Okay, so attacking play. Starts with that high press, win it back high up.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah.
Limit their options, force them back. Then, when you have it, get support to the striker in the box, opposite winger, midfielders arriving.
Midfielders running from deep, past the striker even.
Can happen, yeah. Unpredictable runs. Wide forwards, high and wide, stretch the defense, make space in the middle, play balls in behind, cause chaos.
And lots of passing options should mean you create chances, right? As
Yeah.
they struggle to cover everyone.
That's the theory. Keep moving the ball, keep moving players, eventually the space opens up.
And defending. Attack is the best form of defense. Pressing hard.
That's the first part, yeah. Energetic forwards closing down. But the whole team needs to press together. Coordinated.
Holding midfielder crucial again. Covering behind fullbacks, protecting the center.
Absolutely vital. Center backs ready for anyone who breaks that press. But if the press is bypassed,
Then you're vulnerable. Gotta get back fast.
very vulnerable. Everyone needs to sprint back, get compact, hard work, discipline, coordination. That's defending in a 4-3-3.
Sounds intense. Variations then, mostly in midfield and attack. Defense stays fairly similar.
Generally, yes. The flexibility is mainly how you set up that midfield three and the front three. Depends on your players. Fullback instructions might change a bit, how much they attack, but the back four structure is usually consistent.
Okay, now this Reddit user. PES Mobile. Custom 4-3-3, quick counter style, short, fast passes.
Right. Applying it in a game context.
Yeah, their setup was specific. Attacking keeper, build up and destroyer CB pairing.
Interesting mix there. One comfortable passer, one aggressive tackler.
One attacking fullback, one defensive. Midfield. Box to box, creative playmaker, and an anchorman CDM.
Covering lots of bases there. Energy, creativity, solidity.
And up front. Creative playmaker winger, prolific goal-scoring winger, and the goal poacher CF. Very specific roles.
Really dialing into the player types available in the game shows how you can customize the basic 4-3-3 idea.
And they really focused on attacking triangles, especially on one side. Creative playmaker, attacking fullback, prolific winger.
Makes sense. Quick interplay in those wide areas.
Yeah, their main tactic was those triangle passes and holding the ball with the prolific winger to draw the opposition fullback out.
Create space for the runner.
Exactly. Then slip a through ball into that space. They even mentioned using skill moves like a quick stop or Marseille turn to cut inside. Very detailed.
That's fascinating. Applying real tactical ideas, drawing defenders, exploiting space within the game mechanics.
And on the other side, the left, it was different. Triangle passes between the creative playmaker mid, the box-to-box mid, and the center forward. The playmaker drifted inside more.
So asymmetrical attack, using different patterns on each flank based on the player's roles. Smart.
And they said their focus was fun. Possession football, over 55% possession, not just winning. Though they admitted defense wasn't their top priority with this setup.
Interesting perspective. Using the formation for a specific style, prioritizing enjoyment and control over maybe pure results.
Right. Let's really zoom in on that holding midfielder, the CDM. Both the guides and the Reddit chat highlight this role. shield defense, breakup play, start counters, link defense, and midfield.
The linchpin, yeah. Needs tactical smarts, positioning, marking, anticipation, plus physical presence, tackling, interceptions, and good passing. Vision.
A lot to ask, and loads of formations use one, not just the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 3-5-2.
Yeah, it's a common feature. And the guides distinguish it from a standard central mid-defension. The CDM is primarily defensive, protecting that backline.
And the role's evolved, hasn't it? From the make-lead destroyer type
To the Pirlo Regista deep-lying playmaker.
and now it's kind of merged. A hybrid. Players who can do both, tackle and pass.
Exactly. Look at Conte and Jorginho together, or Casemiro, or someone like Kimmich now. They need the defensive grit and the technical quality to build attacks. The demands have increased.
There's a great quote from Juan Malillo. Show me who your holding midfielder is, and I'll tell you what kind of team you've got. Sums it up, really.
Powerful statement. Highlights the importance.
The guides mentioned a college player, Greta Farkas, strong tackler, covers wide, good long passes. And another quote called the CDM, the conductor of the team, emphasizing communication, dictating flow.
Conductor is a good word. They set the rhythm.
Yeah, and the guides broke down the traits. Positional discipline, interceptions, keeping the ball, passing range, stamina, leadership, anchoring the build-up, tactical awareness, decision-making under pressure, tackling, anticipation. The list goes on.
It really covers everything needed to control that central area.
And they mentioned the greats. Busquets, Alonso, Michele himself, Vieira, Matthäus. Legends of that role. Really shows how vital it is for a top-level 4-3-3.
Absolutely. You can have great attackers, solid defenders, but without that effective holding midfielder knitting it all together, providing balance, it's much harder for the 4-3-3 to work properly.
So, wrapping it up. The 4-3-3, fundamentally attacking, but needs that balance, that discipline. Every role is demanding.
Especially that holding midfielder seems like the absolute key to unlocking it all.
And it's flexible, adaptable, not just one way to play it.
Definitely. Dynamic, versatile formation. Needs intelligence, fitness, teamwork. Holding mid provides the stability and the launch pad. Its adaptability is why it's lasted so long.
And I thought the evolution of the defensive midfielder role was fascinating. Destroyer and playmaker blurring into one hybrid player.
It really is. Shows how the game's changed. You need players who are technically secure and defensively solid all over the pitch now, maybe more than ever. That convergence is key.
So thinking about that balance, attack versus defense in the 4-3-3, what do YU, listening, think is the single most crucial thing for making it work today? Is it having the perfect players? The coaching details, or just the overall team philosophy, definitely something to chew on.